G'day, it's Rob here again. Well, it's pretty hot weather, so I'm just doing a few odd jobs in the place, and one thing I've got in the toolbox that are really handy are a set of these Torx bits for undoing, you know, those security screws and bolt nuts and things. And there's a set of little sockets that come with it as well. And I've got a couple of sets. Anyway, the other day I bought a big set. I mean, this was quite an expensive one. This one was from J-Car. I think I paid about $30 or something. It's a quality unit, and the brother-in-law was always borrowing it, and then you don't always get all the bits back. You've got to chase them. Anyway, he and I were down at Bunnings the other day, and I said, well, you know, they've got a good set down here. Why don't you get one of these sets? And at the same time, I thought, shit, I might as well buy one too. They're so cheap. So in addition to sort of this set, and then these odd bits and pieces and sockets, and these take the square drive, and they also take the little hexy job. Anyway, I've got everything I really want, but anyway, I'll show you the set I bought for $9.95, and I think it's quite a good buy if you're in Australia. It's yeah, it's not bad value at all. We'll have a look at it. So here it is, 100 pieces, quite good quality, quite well made. I've seen these for quite a while down at Bunnings. I've looked at them and thought, gee, they're not bad. I wouldn't mind a set of those. And then I thought, oh, I've got the other sets. But anyway, the brother-in-law, as I said, he wants a set. So I said, why don't you buy a set? And while he was at it, I thought, bugger it, I'll buy a set too. So you've got all the different Torx bits. And you've got all sorts of Allen key sizes, regular bits. And at the moment he's pulling a Zito solenoid shredder apart. And they've got this sort of screw. It's a 3-piece, a 3-bladed tip. So you get 2 of those, so they're good. It's really got everything you want in here, even this fancy little gadget. And you get the holder magnetised. And it's good. And it goes into an electric drill, or you could put it in a tap stock, or put a little spanner on there, that particular size, and, you know, do what you like. Now, I've ordered a couple of extension bars for these as well, so you can get into real deep stuff. So Banggood have got those at the moment for $2.50, and they're about, oh, so long, you know. I've ordered 3 of them, 2 for me and 1 for the brother-in-law. And the idea was, well, yeah, you want some extra length, so they're coming. I bought them with hard cash, $2.50. I mean, wow. They broke the bank on those, but yeah, they are good buying. Check out the Banggood site and look them up. They're on a special promotion at the moment. Anyway, so I'm not going to review them for $2.50, but anyway, what the hell. So yeah, it's a good set. Bunnings, $9.95. Can't go wrong. And the Banggood extension bars are half price. They're $2.50, I think, which is about half of what you can get them anywhere else on the internet, so, or even Banggood, so it's a good promo. But these things are always handy. Anyway, what am I coming to? Well, a while back, I picked up this thing in some junk, and it's actually a grip, pretty rough, and it's magnetised, but the magnet's buggered because they've heated this up and bronzed it together. And I thought, what I ought to do is make up an extension, one of these, make a longer version of this, and I mean, you can put that in there as well. The magnet's pretty weak. This is pretty well stuff from the heating, you see. Steve magnetised it. Now I've got a heap of magnets here, and some of those are really, they're powerful earth magnets, so, whoa, shit. So what I think I'll do with this is machine the shaft off, drill out the centre, and then I'll machine up some stainless steel that I've got, which is slightly smaller than the end bit. Feed it in, I'll bronze that in, and then I'll epoxy in one of these rare earth magnets, these larger ones, those ones there, and they should be good enough, plenty good enough to hold the tip. I mean, they're good and strong. Whoops, get off there, little bugger. Yeah, I mean, you sort of accumulate this stuff from all these things you fiddle around with. So that's the project today. This is a bit rough and ready, and I've got two others which do the same thing, but they've got stronger magnets. So yeah, without the magnet, the tips fall out. It's a bit of a pain, and you know, it's just rugged, rough as hell. Whoever made it. I think it actually came with the old Shorblen I found under a tree. I'm pretty sure it was in with that junk. Odds and sods. God knows what it was for. It didn't really fit anything on the Shorblen, but I can certainly improve it. So that's the job. Machine this off, do away with this bit, machine that centre out, make up an end to fit in here, bronze it in with the bullfinch torch. Should do that dead easy. And then I'll make up an end for it. I think on the other end I'll probably just put a round knob on it for a crossbar, and that way you can put any size bar on it you want, rather than sort of make up a T-piece, permanent T-piece. I think I'll make it so that I can put a crossbar on a knob, the same as you would use for, say, a tube spanner or something like that. Yeah, good little project, and that'll be good length. I've got a bit of a bend in it there. I might just trim it back a bit, so I reckon it'll be about that length. Should be a good handy length, and yeah, with a crossbar you can put whatever size leverage on it you want. So that's the plan, and something I've been wanting to do for years. Well, since I got that little old lathe, and I mean, that's a pretty cruddy bit of workmanship, isn't it? Okay, let's get on with it. Right, well, here's the Eagle 66. I've got a magnet, permanent magnet in the bottom of the tin so it can't tip over. So I'm using that, plus I've got a couple of riggers as well. You notice I've got steel plate here and a wood one there. I like wood, but anything that is liable to fall over like the Eagle 66, if you put a magnet in the bottom, rare earth magnet, it will sit on there quite happily, and I can't knock it over. Plus, if you ever use test indicators, you know, that once again, they can just sit on there while you're not using them, and they can't fall over. Whereas you put them on here and down the hatch, and good night test indicator or dial indicator. So it's worth having a metal top handy, you know. I mean, if I was making up just for one lathe, I would have steel one side and I'd have wood the other. So, you know, wood's good if stuff doesn't rattle on it, but or slide around, but I do like the fact that you can magnetise this stuff. Anyway, there's a bit of incidental stuff for you. Let's get on with the job. Right, well, I put a bit of stainless steel scrap in the chuck. I could straighten it, but you're never going to get it perfectly straight, so I'll just see where the bend is. I can see by eye, it's sort of through here, and I'll just mark it with a texture pen and then we'll just cut it off. Good. Now we'll just trim it off there, and on the hacksaw, power hacksaw, and good to go. Right, that's all good. So now we can just machine the centre out to an appropriate size and then turn down the other bit. Eagle 66, love it. Thank you, Alan. Perfecto. Okay. There's no sloppy oil there, leftovers. Rightio. And we'll face off the end. This is that little Banggood quick change tool post that quite a few people like to rubbish. I think it works great on this size lathe. It does a great job. No problem whatsoever with it. I mean, if people try and use these little things on great big thumping, great big lathes, of course they're not going to work. But if used on the correct size equipment, no problem whatsoever. Does a great job. Now we'll just centre it. So I get ready to drill out the guts of it. Drill the guts of it out now. Once again, I'm using a collet at the other end as well. It's just makes it life easier. Stainless steel. This is where having a through type collet chuck is handy. I can put this big long stuff right through, whereas a normal collet chuck, yeah, you can only go in from here to here sort of thing. With this you can go to full length with a spindle, so we can feed it through. here's the finished job, and you wouldn't get a neater job if you tried. That's just beautiful. Very little clean up. Strong bond from there right up to there. In fact, I went in 20 mil, so there's only a 10 mil end, so yep, it's bonding all the way, right from the middle right through. Try that with your stick welder, your MIG welder. Let's see how good you are, boys. You won't come close. If you want to get a good result like that, you've got to use gas, or you've got to use, you could do it with TIG, if you've brazed with TIG. But certainly your MIG isn't worth a cracker in a situation like this. Not unless you machine the whole thing back, and then it's still will only be bonded on the end, whereas this will be a bond from there right up to there. Perfect job. Okay, now for the other end. Okay, so that's how you get your centre on your round stock. That will now drill dead centre. Very simple, but works good. It's the same system as you use for setting your height on your lathe tooling on round stock. This is stainless steel. We're there. We are there. Will it fit? It's a pretty snug fit. It might have to go the next size. I might have to use a boring bar on it. Beautiful. That will fit just nice. How far have we got? So that's up to the crossbar. That's good. Perfecto. Well, there it is. All stainless steel, all bronzed, brazed together. That was a mark, it was already on the steel, so I won't worry about that. But it's only made out of junk. All I have to do now is put the magnets, glue the magnets into the end. And some of those, one of those. It's good to go. Now that takes the crossbar from my tube spanner set. So you can put as long as you want in there. You could You could use it like that, or you could even put a screwdriver in there, whatever you want. But basically it's made for that, and you can, yeah. So again, you don't have to buy these tools, you can make them yourself without too much trouble. All you need is a few tools, a gas torch, a lathe, bit of manganese bronze rod, blue tip as it's called, because it's got a blue tip on the end, see that's blue. And the softer stuff, the silver solder's got a yellow tip. That's how you tell the rods apart, so yeah, blue tip. And some Easy Weld 303. So tomorrow, when it's not so hot, I'll do the last part of it, and she's all done, finished. I mean, if you went and bought that, yeah, it'd cost you a few bob if you could even buy it. So once again, super strong, made how I want it, and didn't cost me hardly anything at all. Bit of gas. Right, she's all good to go. The job's finished. I glued a magnet into the end of the holder using some Tarzan's grip super glue. Left it for 24 hours. That's shock proof. And then I cleaned up the inside of that with one of these. Now, anybody know what that is? Anybody who's been in the computer game as long as I have would know that this is a punch card reader. Yes, it's a punch card reader. You'd run that through a deck of cards to read the characters and sort out the cards. And even years gone by, even though actually some computer places still use punch cards, some of the really old systems still use them, would you believe it? That's a reader. Anyway, bit of trivia. So, in goes the tip. Beautiful. So, for extra long stuff, I can get right in and, as I showed you, the tip goes on and that'll be good. So there you go, I've turned a bit of junk into something useful, really useful. That'd be good for getting into those really deep set torque screws. Now even this won't get you out of jail always, because some deep set torque screws are set into holes which are smaller diameter than this will fit into. They're only the diameter of the actual torque itself. So you have to have a special long one of these, a really long version of this with a handle on the end of it to get in. They do their best to try and stop you pulling these things apart. Now look at my earlier videos and I'll show you how to get around that problem. Also, you just grind a slot in the back of your Torx bit, drop it down the hole and use a normal flat bladed screwdriver to turn it, to do it up and to undo it. So you can always get around these things, but having a long reach one like this for, you know, quite often some of those things are hard to get into, that will be super, super, super handy. Anyway, there you go guys. Hope you found it interesting. That's it for me. See you next time. Cheers.